A brand new hour of CBS Sports HQ. I'm Amanda Guerra with you. A lot going on at NFL training camps. And the biggest story so far this season has arguably been the holdout, specifically in the NFC East. Of course, taking a look, we've had Terry McLaurin request a trade from the Commanders. Micah Parsons has also requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Trey Hendrickson, we've talked a lot about that as well, and also Dalvin Cook. But exactly what is going on behind the scenes, more specifically from a player perspective. For more on that, let's welcome in one of our former players, Logan Ryan, here. So take us behind the curtain. And I would start with the Cowboys, because as of right now, this is the most contentious. It's being in the media, or played in the media, excuse me. And not only is it just Micah Parsons versus Jerry Jones. You've had CeeDee Lamb weigh in. We've had Des Bryant weigh in. We've had players change their avatars to pictures of Micah Parsons. What on earth do you think is going on behind the scenes?
Well, it's never pretty. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have this way about them of taking forever to pay their guys, the no-brainer players that you think get paid. But from a player perspective, when you're in that locker room, you get drafted to the Cowboys, you come over there in free agency, you're trying to earn a big payday. You look at the star players in the locker room. You look at Micah Parsons. What else does he have to do to get paid? So if I was a player in the Cowboys locker room right now, this is such a headache. This is the biggest distraction. No matter how well you practice, they're going to look at Micah Parsons there, not in pads. They're going to talk about him not practicing. You're going to be a player that might have had a good day, a good defensive lineman, a young player that had a sack or two in practice, and then you're going to have to talk about Micah Parsons. You don't want to talk about someone else's pockets. You don't want to talk about your teammate. You feel like he should get paid, so most of those teammates will rally behind him. But I've seen this be such a distraction to locker rooms heading into the season, and you sit there and you say, if I perform like all these Hall of Famers have, if I perform like Micah Parsons and I was drafted and I'm an all-pro player, I'm one of the best in my position, I still won't get paid. What am I going to do to stay here? What does it mean to be a Dallas Cowboy? So I think it speaks volumes not only to Micah Parsons in the NFL, but to that locker room, because it makes it feel like your employer, your boss, is not valuing your production if Micah Parsons doesn't get paid.
Yeah, not just that. In his statement, he said multiple times, I do not want to play for the Dallas Cowboys, which you can also read into it. I don't want to play for Jerry Jones. So if I don't know if it's Dak Prescott, if it's somebody else, and Lord feels for Brian Schottenheimer, first-time head coach. Is it too early for like a players-only meeting? I mean, does somebody need to come to the helm and say, hey, this is going on, but we're going to focus on, our first preseason game coming up?
Well, I think the players-only meeting, when they get out in the media that one happened, it only looks like distraction. It only looks like no one knows what's happening when the players have a player-only meeting. I've seen them not work out more times than they have. I think the media loves to eat that one up. I think this is just truly the powerless feel that NFL players have versus owners. Owners say, no, I'm going to pay you when I want to pay you. And you want to trade, I'm not going to trade you. We don't have the leverage like some of the NBA players have. We don't have the guaranteed contract or the trade clauses like few star quarterbacks have, but like most NBA players have. So you kind of feel helpless in a position. Jerry Jones feel like he has a lot of power here. Now, Micah Parsons can hold out and withhold his play, but you see how much that fine is every single day. That's why you don't see a lot of holdouts. You see hold-ins. Players still go to work but don't practice because they know if they don't show up to work, they're losing $50,000 or $500,000 a day. And that's just an insane amount of money to lose. So I don't think there's a lot of power there. You just got to hope that all is well, because this is a major distraction for a team that says they want to win a division. They say they want to make the playoffs. They say they want to win a Super Bowl, but yeah, you're not paying your star players. It's not all adding up.
Take us to the Commanders situation, because you've already mentioned how much of a distraction this can be in the locker room, and maybe not so much there. But I'm curious from a player perspective and from a preseason training perspective. I mean, this is a defense that is looking to take a step forward. You're now not going up against, these DBs and stuff like that, against one of the top receivers. I mean, how much is this taking away from this defense not being able to go up against this guy? And granted, he's on the PUP list. There's a bunch of things here, but still, how does that play out?
Well, I think he's on the PUP list because he's not trying to practice, because he's trying to get paid, honestly. But I would say this affects your entire team. And look, this has happened to Terry McLaurin because he has been a good soldier. He has gone about his business quietly, has been their best. When I was a New York Giant, he was a guy that we were game planning for when the Commanders were winning no games. So now that you have a star quarterback, I think of Jaden Daniels and the rookie year that he has. When Terry McLaurin puts up his best year, when you have a great young franchise quarterback that just took your team to the NFC Championship, now his biggest weapon, you're not going to reward that. And they are rewarding it because of his age. They're looking at he's going to be 30 years old and what the receivers get when they're 30 years old and what does that do. But I think he is an outlier. I think he's one of these receivers that is so consistent, has been there through the tough times. Now the team is on the rise. You bring in Deebo Samuel to be another receiver, another compliment, but he does not have Terry McLaurin's skill set. Nobody in that locker room has Terry McLaurin's skill set. That is their true wide receiver one with a great quarterback. And I think he deserves his pay. I think he's earned his pay. I think he deserves it. He's severely underpaid, and he's not there. He's not practicing. And you're just saying, well, we don't know if we want to pay guys when they get a little bit older, but everything he's done consistently with his body shows no sign of slowing down, actually having his best years as of late. Now that he has a quarterback can throw it to him. So, again, another distraction. I wish that, the GM there takes care of this and rewards this guy because he's done everything that you want to do. If you're a young receiver in that locker room, you look at Terry McLaurin. And if I show up every single day, if I'm a good worker, a good soldier, I play through the good and bad, and I have my best career year, I don't get rewarded off that. I think as a player, again, that's really puzzling when you're sitting in that locker room. What does it take to get paid in this league?
All right, not as much drama on one of your former teams. Let's talk about the Titans. You're getting ready to be in the booth for some of these games. So you've been watching all this tape, and I was told that Cam Ward is really sticking out to you, how well he's doing. What are you seeing from him?
I don't think we've ever had a more slept-on number one pick ever in any sport. I mean, Cam Ward, from all his quotes, everything he said that his father wakes up at 4:30 every day for a job he doesn't like. Why can't I wake up at 5 a.m. for a job I love? I mean, that right there, I can't just tell you how much that would mean to me as a veteran. If I have a rookie quarterback, number one overall pick, getting $50 million, some guys shut it down. Dream come true. Hey, I'm the first overall pick. I made all this money, bought my mom a house. I'm good. He's first one to building, last one to leave. All the stereotypes you want from your quarterback, to actually be doing it. I know veteran players feel like with the younger generation of players coming in, getting paid in college, they're not as hungry. They're not coming to work as early. They're not putting as much in to be great. It seems like Cam Ward is doing everything he can do to set up to have a great career, have a great rookie year. It's going to take time, of course. There's going to be some struggles. The Titans weren't a great offense last year, but he is doing everything that I'm reading, that I'm seeing, that I'm hearing in practice that would be, I want to go play with this guy. Yeah. I want to sign up with this guy with this future. And I think Cam Ward's all about it. I don't think he's getting any attention, not enough attention to be a number one overall pick. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Obviously, offensive rookie of the year, that's my early take on it because he's doing all the right things that you can do at this moment.
Hey, maybe that's a good thing, flying under the radar right now. Not too many people are paying attention to you. Keep the attention on the Cowboys and let Cam Ward get to work here. We do have some developing news, breaking news out of the NFL, specifically from Rams camp. Per multiple reports, Kyren Williams has agreed to a 3-year, $33 million extension. How important was it for the Rams to get this locked up?
Well, it's good to have some money finally in this segment. I'm talking about how no players are getting paid. Kyren Williams gets paid. I think this is big signs for the running back market. Remember Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Kyren Williams getting more than Derrick Henry, by the way. But all these guys were saying how the position is undervalued. Well, I think Kyren Williams, you see his production in the last 2 years, he gets rewarded. The one thing the Rams do, when I was a San Francisco 49er, the one thing about the Rams in that division is they find a way to stay relevant every single year, to stay competitive every single year. They're bringing in Devontae Adams. They got Puka. Matt Stafford's back. They obviously replaced Aaron Donald with a lot of great young defensive linemen, right? So their defense is playing well. He is a huge part of their identity in that offense. They like to run the ball and run play action. He's a big part of it. Every down back, he's a go-to guy. He's a guy you got to bring your pads when you play against him. And I think the Rams, after they went for their big championship window and they sold out to get it, they're still relevant, still in another championship window. So I think they do a great job of paying their players, staying competitive every single year. And Sean McVay knows the value of a great running back. We see some of these franchises that have a great running back. Kyren Williams is another one to get paid. And I think he's going to help the running back market get back to where it needs to be and start to value some of these guys, because these running backs are some of the best players in the NFL.
So another running back looking to get paid. We saw it on the graphic earlier. James Cook with the Bills, hasn't been participating in practice. If you're his agent, if you're him, you're seeing this deal get done. What does it mean for you?
This is your ballpark. You know, I got to look at their numbers side to side, but this is exactly where you're talking. Why not? What does James Cook have to do? Right? You see the touches, the scrimmage yards, the total T, he's right there. So you might not get more than Kyren Williams, but this is exactly where your ballpark should be as an agent. I mean, Josh Allen doesn't have the most talented receiver core. They kind of spread it around. He needs help. He needs help, and James Cook is a big part of help. Why not help out Josh Allen? You got to keep somebody around him. They did not want to pay Diggs. Gabe Davis, they let walk. I like what they did with receiver by committee. The tight ends got to step up a little bit over there, but James Cook has been consistent, and Josh Allen can't put his cape on every single game. You need him to hand it off and give some plays off for Josh Allen. So when you have that quarterback, like we talk about, Matt Stafford, now they're paying their running back. Jaden Daniels, I think you got to pay the receiver. And now you're looking at Josh Allen. Why not make it easy for him and pay the weapons around him so he can take a little bit of a load off on, one or two downs every single series? So I think this is exactly what James Cook's agent was looking for. Hopefully they can get something done. I think James Cook deserves to get paid as well.
A final question for you as we hop around the league, some of the news coming out. A lot of times we get these preseason games starting on Thursday over the course of the weekend. We don't see a lot of starters play. We specifically don't see a lot of quarterbacks play unless you're Andy Reid, and he has a different philosophy on that. Joe Burrow apparently going to start at least the first two preseason games. Here's more from head coach Zach Taylor talking about his quarterback.
Zach, are you willing to share the extent of what Joe Burrow on Thursday?
We'll see. This won't be. We don't have this targeted as the biggest play time for all of our guys. We really picked Washington to be a little more of that. So, again, another thing I hate to put in stone, several series is what we'll give those starters.
This is a Bengals team that has not performed up to their own expectations. They've also started the seasons out very slowly in the past couple of years. How do you feel about Joe Burrow getting the starts in these preseason games?
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. The Bengals need to stop dropping games early in the season. That one or two games that they're dropping in the beginning of the year is keeping them out of the playoffs. I know when I was a New England Patriot, Tom Brady wanted to play in preseason games. And I know the most confusing thing when you're a player in the locker room is, hey, are you playing? Are you going to dress? Are you going to dress? How much are you going to play? Coach said you're playing the first series. Oh, I got to play two series. Oh, I got to play a half. Oh, man. And then you kind of get in this bad mood about playing or not playing. Take out all the confusion. Bill Belichick used to say, Tom Brady say, hey, we're playing. If Tom Brady's playing, the whole team's playing. And we're going to play until we feel we would play good enough. So Tom's like, if we get the ball, I want the ball, I'm going to score a touchdown. And then if Bill says we're done, we're done. If we don't score a touchdown, we're playing until we score a touchdown. And all that means is we're going to practice our pregame routine. We're going to take it serious. We're going to run our scripted plays. And we're going to practice having success early in games and early in the season. And when you wait until your first game to have all your starters play together, there's chemistry needs to happen. This guy's got to get built in the game. He had to have enough touches, this guy. So I believe take all the confusion out the way, play your starters until they get the job done. If that's the defense saying, hey, you're playing till you get a 3 and out, you play till you get a 3 and out. If that's the offense saying, hey, Joe Burrow, you're going to play this first game, go get a touchdown and you're out, I think Joe can lead the troops down and do that. My best preseason game, I went in there. The coach says we're going to play till we get a 3 and out or get a stop. I got a pick on the first play of the game. I played one play, one pick. I was done for the day. But I knew I was out there to go play the game. I wasn't counting how many snaps I was going to play. I
loved during the Hall of Fame game when Trey Lance started and had that phenomenal first half. And Jim Harbaugh said, okay, good. Go out there and do it again in the second half. Bengals, by the way, playing the Commanders on Monday in their first preseason game. Logan, we appreciate it. CBS Sports HQ, guys like Logan Ryan, all of our experts, former players, we're going to be here for you all football season long. It is free, and we are streaming 24/7.